Okay. And I think... Did I get that right? Yes. Okay. The suburbs of Dis. One sec. There. Okay. Message from Mother Goose. Your performance was top-notch. Really? Nobody else played it. Nobody else played the hair one. I guess nobody liked that one very much. I have to say, of the Grimstone masks, I think my favorite was the witch. The rich witch that needed to eat all that candy. I liked that one the most. It's a small silver pin shaped like a hair. You could put it on your jumper maybe, or throw it in the hopper with all your other accessories. Plus 20% moxie, plus 40% combat initiative. Wow, that's actually really good. Wish I'd had that last time when I was looking for ways to boost my initiative. That's actually really impressive. Huh. Especially if you were a Moxie hero. Hey, how's it going, Buster? Alright, let me see. So we are using the devilish folios. We've got 3 things left. And the sea. Oh, and one. How long have I been playing this game for? 5 weeks now? It's kind of amazing. Oh my gosh, the only effect I have left is industrial starch. Alright, before we read our devilish folios, let's, I don't have MP either. Well, I could do this. Yay, 15 mana a shot! Alright, well, oops, not Simmer. I didn't want Simmer. Simmer was so good when I was lower leveled. I'm just going to take Rye Smile times a lot. I'll leave myself with a little bit of mana. And hope that the area I'm going to doesn't require too much of me. Maybe I'll take this Ring of Conflict off and replace it with an IV full of Mountain Dew. That sounds like a good, healthy thing to use. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, that'll help me. Energy drink IV. Yes, please. Well, you know, something. Actually, Simmering's plus 100% spell damage. Let's not worry about that just now. What are we doing? What are we doing? I had a couple of things I want to do first. Right, first things first. Let's just make sure we gather our slime every day. Back to that time I was reincarnated as a slime. To gather some more yuck. Okay, seems good. Then... Sure, I can't take another plane to... No, Conspiracy Island is gone. Still nothing in this construction site. Guess that'll be a rebirth something, eh? Alright. Actually, I'm curious. I don't know where these jars of psychosis come from. Actually, just jar of will probably get me. Jick. I don't remember Jick. I didn't have Jick. That was expensive, but I can afford one, so I think I will. We'll find out what that is. Alright. So. The Captain of the Gourd was great. That might be my favorite psychosis of them all, was the Captain of the Gourd. It was fun. The Crackpot Mystic was probably the most interesting on a whole, but, you know. The Meatsmith. Wow, the Pretentious Artist is the cheap one, even though it gave the best stat payout. Everything's practically the same except for Jick. I don't remember who Jick is. Who was Jick? Oh well, we have one. We'll come back to that. For now, let's read our devilish folio. So let's see. Okay. One of those left. Eldritch effluvium. Drab sonata. No. I have a lot of strange things. Alright, Control F. Folio. Fill folio. Nope, devilish folio. Oh, I still have these too. Alright, let's use this. Disabled for 30. Speak the first lines of folio's text. It's a hex test that vexes, and what happens next is a hellgate appears in the plains to the south, and you wish for a moment that you'd watched your mouth. Well, I was given a whole pile of these, so let's use them. Actually, that's more adventures than I'll possibly have in a day. I probably shouldn't have used them all. Oh well, it's too late. What's done cannot be undone. Ooh. See, in here I thought I was going to go through the normal means to get there, but no. Oh, is there anything I want to do first? Not really. Let's go. Oh, please don't be absurdly high. Oh my gosh. Glacier of jerks. Maelstrom of lovers. Clumsiness grove. Please don't be so high level that I discover I can't do the area. Please don't. I don't even know what these cost. Alright. Let's start with... Oh. Let's visit the altar. The altar was chiseled from the stone by damned souls. There's a circle atop it, and 6 small round holes. Oh, the things it might do if those 6 holes were filled. When you think about it, you're both frightened and thrilled. But nothing you've got fits inside these depressions. Perhaps demon fights would augment your possessions. Alright, let's reenact some doom. You're fighting Dolores D. Smiley. My gosh, is it the world of poetry? Hell is paved in poetry. Okay. You know that one person who's always perky, who thinks that she's really adorably quirky? Well, that's what you got with Dolores D. Smiley. She spits out catchphrases and did it unshyly. Working hard, hardly working. Work smarter, not harder. Hang in there, she'd say, with unlimited ardor. Well, it looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays, she'd say, and what she must have thought was a fun way. So she was imprisoned on ice when she died. Is it cold enough for you? She says, smiling wide. Who got the jump? Oh, please, tell me who. It wasn't your foe, so it must have been you. Let's see. Well, I think fire damage works here. No, cold damage works too. 55 damage from mystical spells. Explodes quite a few of your enemy's cells. The magic you launched at your foe overflowed and made some of her internal organs explode. Your foe takes some damage. It looks a bit painful. Perhaps that will teach it to be so disdainful. The beast falls to the ground because you've taught it a lesson. It won't feel good in the morning, I'm guessing. You picked a thing off the floor. Your pack is quite full, but there's room for one more. Dangerous jerk sickle. 20 to 40 damage. This is a shard from a glacier of ice. Oh my gosh, even this isn't rhyming. You'll find this is the angriest ice that you've seen. You've not seen angry ice before, that's what I mean. Your pet gives a smile and a couple, even if it lacks lips. and it gives you a cheer with a couple hip hips. Oh my gosh. More omelets. Ah, the Elite Four. Ruby and Sapphire. You know, I could talk a lot about my Pokemon experiences as a child, but let's just say Ruby and Sapphire is unfortunately as far in the series as I ever got. I haven't played the more recent offerings. Though I heard Sun and Moon are really good, and people are pretty excited about the new ones, and I don't know, the Let's Go Eevee kind of looks awesome. I mean, I know it's just Kanto again, and I've played Kanto entirely too many times, but it looks awesome. Vibrian, Vumian Var. Loved to do of all things. Loves to do lots of things, all while driving her car. She'd put on her makeup with flicks and a swish. She'd talk on her cell phone while gutting a fish. She'd type up a memo. She'd play hands of cards. She'd measure out fabric and sew by the yard, till one morning she crashed herself into a tree while humming, crocheting, and making black tea. Well, she was very multi-talented, but there was a mistake made in there somewhere. I think it was the car. Your foe is so slow is your foe, much slower than you who are ready to go. Sauce the ball. Determined to prove to this foe who's boss, you cause 17 damage with pasta or sauce. Your foe takes some damage. It looks a bit painful. Perhaps that will teach her to be so disdainful. She draws her fish scaler and makes it go swish. You're rather glad that you don't look like a fish. She pulls out some needles to knit up a sweater. Compared to attacking you, this is much better. This is a surprisingly low-level area. She puts on mascara, some lipstick, and blush. You find yourself fighting a bit of a crush. Where is she getting all this stuff? Is it all frozen into the ice with her so she can just... Anyway, let's not ask these questions. Shout alakazam and abracadabra. Your spell today's damage, so how does that grab ya? Really? I heard nothing but good things about them. They were flops? They were in Hawaii, right? And they actually introduced the what do they call them? Delta Pokemon or something? The when you have the same Pokemon but it has a different typing. Like I don't know. I heard they were really, really good. Like the best Pokemon games to have come out in ages. So I'm kind of sad to hear that they were a flop. They're supposed to be releasing what we all dreamed of when we were first getting into the series 20 years ago. A console version. Except they're cheating, because the console is also a Game Boy. It's also still a handheld. Rocky Phlox. Here in the ice you'll find Rocky Phlox. Speaking of Pokemon, look, here's a gym leader. A knock-offer of blocks and a cleaner of clocks. A bruiser, a brawler, please understand fully. A grown-up who nonetheless still like to bully. So roundly unpleasant to anyone meek. He'd noogie each nerd and kick geeks to next week. Now standing before him to hear Mr. Phlox scoff. So do us a favor and knock his darn socks off. Kind of hard. They're in the ice. Also, are you sure we're not describing our hero here? I think my character is busy sizing up the real estate for where she's going to spend eternity right now. Leap into combat as quick as a wink, attacking the monster before he can blink. He throws a haymaker, but nothing goes crunch. You dodged him and beat Rocky Phlox to the punch. Tries to really you, but don't you fear. It's not what you think, it's just spit in your ear. He tries for a wedgie. You dance out of reach, thus saving yourself from a tug in your screech. Okay. Anyway, kablam. 25 points of magic flow into your cells. Soon you specialize in much spellier spells. You're a whiz of a wizard. Your brain just got brainier. All of your sweet arcane knowledge arcanier. Wacky Jack Flacky. Imprisoned in ice here is Wacky Jack Flacky, in life an indulger of jokes that were tacky, like balancing buckets of waters on doors, dipping hands in warm water and greasing up floors. He loved dribble glasses and ice cubes and with flies. He adored whoopee cushions and laxative pies. But when all had grown tired of Jack Flacky's antics, he was tied up quite tight, though his protests were frantic, and chucked off a bridge in a sack that was khaki. And that was the end of Wacky Jack Flacky. He was a murder victim, and then he was frozen in ice for all eternity on top of that. Man, that's rough, buddy. He tries to de-pants you, but you leap away. At least buy a drink first, you cad, you then say. He tries to handshake with a buzzer concealed, but you're smarter than that. What a shock, you don't yield. He sees that his whoopee cushion is flat and stops to refill it. That juvenile prat. Squeezes a cushion to sound like a fart. You shrug, point to him, and discreetly depart. So I'm not finding anything. Oh, what's this? Pink belly slapper. Combat item. Weakens enemy for a bit, briefly stuns them, and restores 6 to 8 of your hit points. Why would it do that? Okay. Whatever. So we've kind of seen... Oh, wait. Oh no. Hugo von Douchington. We'll catch him on the come around. We'll get him next time and see what he has. Here I thought we'd seen everybody. We'd done a full tour, but no. A nearby young kloop pauses in its ice skating. Its ears stick straight up as it stops figure eighting. We've been here too long. We've attracted attention. Attentions of things far too scary to mention. Forget these douchebags in the ice. They're small change. You're soon to face things both disgusting and strange. Do you think we should bolt? Are you ready for this? Are you ready to face all the horrors of this? Your knees start to quake, and your spine turns to jello. So what are you going to do, my fine fellow? You know, you shouldn't say things like this when you're in a fantasy, because we have to question, did an evil spellcaster turn my spine into literal jello? That would be unpleasant. See, if you're in a completely non-fantastic setting and you say that, we know it's an analogy. Okay, this one's kind of stupid and obvious, but there are analogies that drive me up the wall. I'll be reading a fantasy with magic and stuff, and they'll go, his eyes flashed. And I'll go, they did? How did they flash? And like, no, it's not magical. Oh, it's not because they're an elf or something. It's just their eyes flashed because they were angry. I don't even know what that means, honestly. But I'll encounter that particular line in more fantasy novels than you might first expect. And it always makes me pause and go, wait a minute. Do you mean that? Do you mean that literally, or do you mean that figuratively? Sometimes fantasy novels do strange things with people's eyeballs. Alright, fight back the chills. You set your feet firm and clench your jaw tight. With the eye of the tiger, you look for a fight. As you slide across the ice, you hear munching and slurping, then rending and tearing and crunching and burping. Those eating sounds make you quite loose in your flugel. Then off in the distance you hear a loud bugle. It sounds like an elephant's trumpeting call, and you don't much like it. Oh no, not at all. You'll have to think through this, or follow your hunch. The elephant demon, or one having brunch. Infernal pachyderms, or a brunch demon. You head towards the noise with your gut full of butterflies. Thankfully, you don't have a butt full of gutter flies. Well, what happened to the brunch demon? Nothing? She hands you a stress ball that's yellow and black. You blink at it blankly and then hand it back. She leaves you a note that's in Comic Sans font. You laugh at her loudly. You laugh and you taunt. We're just being a jerk. I like Sans. He was great in Undertale. Don't make fun of Comic Sans. Or Papyrus. They were awesome. Of course, this game predated those, so, predated Undertale, so, alright, uh-oh. The monster leaps at you, and then with a sneer, it pulls out your gallbladder right through your ear. 17 points of health have been cut from your hide. It's safe to say more has been hurt than your pride. She reached into my ear and pulled out my gallbladder? I didn't expect that of the smiley one. Holy crap! Beware the nice ones. It's true. Ah! A Starbelly Sneetch! Somebody guessed Dr. Seuss? Well, we're there now. A large-bellied snitch. Is this the thing that was eating? In the river of ice, in a snow-covered ditch, sits this gluttonous monster, a large-bellied snitch. He thinks he's the best kind of snitch, and his itch is to tattle just who did just what with which witches, and who hitched with whom, and with what kind of hitches, and who swatted whom, and with what kinds of slim switches. His gossipy tongue will cut deep, so deep you'll need stitches. Don't listen, I pray, to his witch hit switch snitches. Blah! That was a mouthful. He chases you, but he quickly gets winded. The moment of danger he posed has now ended. Winded and ended don't quite rhyme, I'm afraid. Close, but no. Oh, shit, that did a ton of damage. A snitch shouts cannonball and leaps in the air. You should be quite afraid. You should really beware. With the sickening schmunch and a deafening sklitch, you've been belly-flopped into paste by the snitch. Oh, that did not do enough damage at all. That did not do enough damage at all. He tries to crush you, but you leap away nimbly and perch like a bat on the end of a chimbly. Alright, let's hit him with... Oh my gosh, I'm not doing hardly any damage at all. This is not good. Wow, this thing is not working. Alright. We got tricks here. What do I have that deals a ton of damage? What do I have that really would let him have it? Leftovers of indeterminate origin? No, he'd probably just swallow that and not even notice. Great big capacitor, that'd be some electric damage. Exploding hacky sacks were okay, I guess. If I fail to bring him down, he's gonna crush me. I don't have good healing items anymore. Got those dangerous jerks. Alright, let's try a hacky sack. Only 14. That's no good. Why is everything doing such small amounts of damage? He swears at your skin and curses your bones, but he's using words, which are not sticks and stones. Ha. Spatula of despair. Wouldn't see that one coming now, would he? Bronzed locust. Isn't that a healing item? I didn't mean to do that. Actually, this item caused something to happen. What, I don't know, I guess. You caught me napping. Crap! I'm still in the fight, but holy crap. Meat vortex, miniature boiler, that's going to be fire again. Fire, and I'm not doing enough. Pirate insults, of course. No. Fond of pigification. Patchouli oil. Darn it. He tugs on your sleeve and commences to tattle. You firmly ignore his malevolent prattle. How many hit points does he have left? I'm doing all this little bits of damage to him every round. Something that hits hard. But I don't have anything that hits hard. Chinese curse words, chaos butterflies, crazy hobo notebook. Might heal me, but it's not going to heal me enough. Fine, let's throw a jerk sickle at him. You say, hush your gossip, you shallow and fickle. The snitch tattles on, so you grab a jerk sickle. You toss with a flip and a quip and a twitch, and it lands point side up right in front of the snitch. Did it do any good? Doesn't sound like it did any good. It really did something, just what I'm not sure. Did it pick a flower or spit on the floor? He fumes and he festers and he wishes you death, but then he has to stop for he's run out of breath. Wow, the jerk sickle did nothing? Nothing? Can't believe that this only did like 17 damage. Freaking Sauce-mageddon does nothing. I could throw ferret bait. Is he weak to stench damage? Is he weak to sleaze damage? Is he weak to spooky damage? I don't know. This would restore MP and do something. Let's try this. Nope. Snitch goes right down with a mighty kerflop. One jerk sickle sticks in his belly and pop. He looks like a bit of... Okay. Okay, alright. I see how the fight has to be fought now. Alright, I'm gonna need, now that I know how this works, I'm gonna need healing items. Okay, how much did you heal? 80 to 100? Fine. Alright. Alright. Back to the Glacier of Jerks. Oh, here we go. Hugo von Dushington, how's it going? Stuck up to his waist in a glacier of ice is Hugo von Dushington, not very nice. His list of misdeeds brings a chill to my soul. He'd use up the last of your last toilet paper roll. Then he'd open your gallon of milk, take a drink, and he'd spit on your counter and pee in your sink. Ugh. He'd get drunk and pass out on your couch in a sprawl. All those he left behind do not miss him at all. Wow. You're gross. He drinks all your milk that he finds in your fridge, but it wasn't your milk, so you don't care a smidge. He has to borrow your best pair of pants. You point to the ice and glance at him askance. He blows his nose on the ice, which is gross, but lucky for you, you weren't standing too close. Alright, let's see. An empty carton of milk. Combat item. 50 to 100 stench damage. Uh-oh, he left the milk on the counter for half an hour after drinking half of it. Okay. So, half carton of milk and jerksicles. I'm ready for that thing. Actually, I'm not. Let's heal. Oops. Already done. Okay. There was something about a memo. I don't care. Let's keep going. Okay, here you are again. You. Alright. So, our first step. Where are the jerksicles? Where are the jerksicles? I know they're in here somewhere. It's just, that's all I need are jerksicles and I can beat you. How am I not seeing them? Oh, there they are. Dangerous. D. Alright. Then I'll get this going. And I'll stream a little sauce at you. Ooh, there we go. Crunch. That's one. One crunch. Ah. Okay. Dangerous jerksicle down. Come on. Jump at me. Crunch number 2. Someone's just lost 1,000 hit points. Oh, wow. The 2 jerksicles are both still on the ground. So I don't actually technically... I could... Okay, so at the start of the fight, I should just put down a whole bunch of these. There you go. 4 of them. And then I just wait for him to self-destruct. 2,000. Holy shit, he's still in the game. How? How is he still in the game? There we go again. Boom! Why won't he die? He can't be killed. Where's G? I need G. Well, fine. You want to play that way, do you? If you're dumb enough to continue leaping on them, I can keep doing this all day. I've got dangerous jerksicles for days. Oh, he died. Yeah! The monster explodes in a shower of gore. No, really, not really. He just kind of falls on the floor. His stat points I got from this fight were terrible. Huh. A corrupted stone gurgles, as if to say it's taken too many trips through the buffet. Alter perceptions. Alright. Well, I need to have 6. Okay. Fine by me. So there should be at least one more here. A glass of warm water. Usable, self and other. This glass of warm water is not for you to drink. It's for playing a prank. Like a prank-playing fink. Dip the sleeping dupe's hand in the water and wait. I won't tell you what happens, but trust me, it's great. I don't think it's great. Alright, so now we weigh... Aha! You pirouette once on the glacier of ice, and a clue claps its hands. Nice, master, nice! But I worry you're wasting your time with these jerks. It's the demons I fear. They're a wrench in the works. You've taken out one, but the other's still waiting. It's hungry for fighting you. It's salivating. Oh, won't you please find it and kick in its teeth? Sure, wearing its guts like a wreath. Shouldn't take long. Oh, hello. You're fine. This is our pachyderm, is it? With his monocle polished and his suit freshly pressed. What suit? Mammon the elephant sits on his nest. Oh my gosh, it's combined of Mammon, of course, with greed, but it's also Horton hears a who. Well, not the who. No, it's Horton when he sits on the egg for an entire book. And then the bird wants its baby back at the end after he went through all the trouble of watching the egg, and then it hatches and it's a little winged elephant. Anyway, with a huge pile of eggs that he's stolen and hoarded, though through greedy and wicked deeds still unrecorded. He won't hear a who or a why or a what. He'll only say, look how much more I have got. So please don't bother asking for one with your best beg. This elephant won't ever part with a nest egg. Ah, a nest egg. Bop! Only a 17. Once again, I can't damage them directly. The pain of one damage puts a crease in your brow, and the word of the day has turned out to be ow. Start by putting a little healing. Alright, well, let's find out what happens if I throw a jerk sickle at him before I pull out any of the weird stuff. You shout, I call you vinegar. You're a pickle. You flick your wrist deftly and toss a jerk sickle. It stabs Mammon deep in the gut as he lumbers. The damage I did, you'll see in these blue numbers. 1, 2. Okay, he just doubled his damage. Is it gonna be compound interest time? Alright, I have a few other things in here somewhere. If I just look around, is my damage gonna compound too? If I keep throwing jerk sickles? We can try that next time, but first, you seem like you have a huge snaz. No, okay, so the other items aren't gonna... Oh, yes, it's compounding. Where is it? Where is it? 2, 8. Okay, so I'm behind the damage curve on you already. I see how it is, though. 4, 16. Ah. But I'm 2 steps behind. I've already lost. Oh. Never mind. Forget I said anything. I mean, I knew I would win all along. Of course I did. Found a thing, but I don't know quite what it is. A trumpet or a trumple? A wizard or a whiz? This stone plucks your greed, and it strikes a bold chord. And then you want to make like a Mongolian horde. A Mongolian horde. Okay. Alright. Well, that was interesting. Let's do the Clumsiness Grove. Aren't there supposed to be harpies forever tearing up your leafy heads? Yes, I have actually tried to read Dante's Inferno. It's not so easy to read. The way it's written is very hard to comprehend what's actually happening. But I got the gist of it. Weird shit, mostly. But the people who were turned into trees, I remember that they have forever had harpies ripping at their heads. In a box in the ground, in the town of Zagrunder, lies Bartimus Kragan, a full 6 feet under. His death has little to do with a ladder, a bucket of lard, and a poisonous adder. The lard was to free it, he ran out of butter, a slippery rung, a sharp fang, a weak heart. And down they came, lard, adder, ladder, and Bart. Why does that condemn him to eternity of being a tree? You almost get tripped by a root, but you don't. And I won't write a better mistext. No, I won't. Misses you with a knobbly branch. You dodge it as smoothly as buttermilk ranch. Stuck as a tree and with random adventurers coming along and blasting it with sauce. There's no way he's going to be able to get that sauce off him, you know. Unless it rains. This doesn't seem like the kind of place that would rain. I was so surprised. Is Fortnite a game that's played on phones? Because that doesn't seem possible. But, I don't know, out of curiosity, I clicked games on the phone, and it's like, here's all these games you can download, and one of them was Fortnite, and I went, that can't be right. You can't play a first-person shooter on a phone? It doesn't seem possible to me. It just doesn't seem possible. Is this the only attack monsters down here know? How does it leap at me? Oh, well, let's finish this grass type off. Clumsiness bark. What an odd thing to find. Best pick it up before you change your mind. 10 to 20 physical damage and briefly stuns your foe. From the Clumsiness Grove comes this piece of tree. It's clammy and moist to a noxious degree. It has something special, I'll tell you so plainly. Whoever's around it becomes quite ungainly. Huh. That's insane. I don't know. I have no opinion on the Battle Royale genre, seeing as I've never played a game in the Battle Royale genre. So, maybe they're fun. Maybe I'd find them terrible. Who knows? First-person shooters aren't really my bag. I constantly feel like my words should be rhyming. And I'm like, no, brain, don't start doing that. I think this area is getting to me. Josaphat Grep is a hickory now, for he died due to clumsiness. I'll tell you how. One fateful day he was walking along, and the jumble truck Humblebird burst into song. Now the Humblebird's song was so loud and so sweet that he looked up at the sky and neglected his feet. And where he was stepping was nothing but air, not the manhole cover that should have been there, with a roosh and a splash. Gone Josaphat Grep. Oh, the places you'll go if you don't watch your step. Tragedy is when I cut my finger. Comedy is when I fall into an open sewer and die. I forget who said that. You know, the more you learn about the kingdom of loathing, the more happy you are not to live there. In a moment of absent-mindedness, you could die horrifically, and then you would be punished for all eternity for the sin of having died tragically. Then again, considering what we've seen of Kingdom of Loathing, we'd probably find that their heaven is even worse somehow. Huh. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. I'm very new to having a phone that can do things, okay? I had a cell phone that was an alarm clock and a telephone. And before that, I didn't have a phone for like all my life. Everyone's running around with their fancy phones and I'm going, you paid $500 for that? And if you drop it from the height of your knee, it can break? Okay, yes, they've gotten a lot better. A lot better over the years than that, but still, there's always that fancy, crazy thing that wealthy people had. And it's like, actually, they're cheap and they're durable, and there's no reason not to have one. And so over the... and I still waited years more anyway. But I have one now. But the idea it could play a first-person shooter is just insane. It's just crazy. A whimpering willow. Oh man, that is one sad-looking person now. You should be rhyming, but I'm afraid you just have bad timing. Huh, really? On a phone? Oh no, or do you mean to emulate the phone on a computer? No, you probably mean to emulate a Super Nintendo on your phone. I don't know. Like, the last time I was hearing about, like, Mega Man X, I think it was, supposedly had a truly awful phone port. I heard several different games got phone ports that were absolutely horrific. I think it was Sega actually did good ports. I think Sonic got good ports on phones because they hired the fans to do it rather than trying to do it themselves. Lean close and I'll tell you of Clarence Call Clarings. He walked up some stairs with a box of ball bearings. He made a misstep, threw the box in the air, bearings under each foot, bearings on every stair. So Clarence's bearings were lost, you can see, and he fell to his death and woke up as this tree. Well, your first mistake was you named your child Clarence. If the far side has taught me anything, nothing good ever comes of somebody named Clarence. The alliterative, though. The alliterative, it's alliteration, doggone it. I can't quite put the word together for it, doing it 3 times. Anyway, yeah, that's a nice touch. Poor Squeenix. You know, when they were called Squaresoft, they made good games. When they were called Enix, they made good games. But somehow these two things should not have been mixed. I mean, they still occasionally put out something that I'm like, ooh, that looks good. But these days, I look more to people like Nippon Ichi and go, oh, those are the RPGs. Oh, man. I'm a big fan of Disgaea and Lapusel Tactics, and they make good stuff. These rhymes, man. Uh-oh, a suffering juniper. In the land of Barbluk, where the fluffle birds fly, lived the Sultan of Faddle, so fond of his pie. He ate pie every morning, each morning and noon. He ate pie with a fork, he ate pie with a spoon, till he tried to eat pie with a fluffle bird's back. But his weight was too much, and the fluffle back cracked. So the Sultan of Faddle bid Barbluk goodbye. He should never have tried for that pie in the sky. He was riding a flying bird, but he was so fat because he ate nothing but pie and presumably didn't exercise. So the bird spine broke and he fell and died. That's not what I'd call clumsiness. I think he belongs with gluttony, not clumsiness. But okay. Oreos. Now I want Oreos. Ooh, you haven't? It's good. Okay, it's like, how do I put this? It's like the rough draft of Disgaea. Several Disgaea games, like characters from Lapusel Tactics show up in the first Disgaea as bonus characters. You're not playing a demon, you're playing a human, although some of the endings I believe you can become a demon lord, queen of the demons or whatever. But it doesn't have some of the mechanics that you're used to seeing in Disgaea. It's kind of like the rough draft for Disgaea, but it's good. It's good. Alright, let's see. So anyway, let's kill this fat juniper person. Hey, maybe if I kill him in hell, he'll get reincarnated in sub-hell. Maybe that's worse than this one. Maybe I shouldn't send this poor Sultan to hell, too. I mean, his only crime was being fat and stupid. He doesn't deserve this. Sultan of Faddle bemoans his strange doom, while you sigh and you wait for the fight to resume. I don't know. They can be. It can happen. I don't know if it has yet. To be honest, so many videos get demonetized already. Like, any week I could open my email and I'd get emails like, this video's been demonetized, this video's been copyright claimed, this video's been whatever. Blocked in Germany was a favorite for a while, for years. So many of my videos were just being blocked in Germany specifically, which is weird because a lot of my fan base actually is in Germany for some reason. So it's like, this is actually really annoying, YouTube. Why are you doing this to me? But they stopped that somewhere along the line, at least. So yeah, I couldn't say. I stopped caring. I stopped paying attention to what was demonetized because it's just like, why even bother? I make 1 or 2 videos every day, you know. Yeah, it was I'd get them banned in certain countries. I'd get them demonetized in certain countries back when, but Germany is the first time I was ever banned in a country, and then it would happen like all the time for a while, and I'd have people watching a series, and it would be like video number 3, And they'd be like, where's video number 3? I can't find it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. YouTube has blocked video 3 in your country. You can never watch this as a series. I am sorry. I'd have to explain that in the comments. Ugh. But anyway, at least that doesn't seem to happen anymore. As far as I know. I mean, I suppose it's possible they just stopped telling me, but I think it stopped happening. Hey. Yeah. Some people started finding ways around the blocked videos in Germany by using services like that. You almost got tripped by a juniper root, but you didn't, so the root's attack is totally moot. I really enjoyed the first Disgaea. Disgaea 2, I don't think was as well loved as the first one, but I thought it was a better story, and I liked it more. Although I missed some of I don't know. I mean, the first game had just unforgettable moments, like when Flash Gordon attacks, and you realize, oh shit, like you look at your dialogue, and you're like, I'm a Flash Gordon villain. Oh no, I'm a cheesy space overlord. Oh no! And then you beat him up and force him to become one of your servants. Yeah, I didn't play... I never quite finished all the post-game of Disgaea 2. I never got all the maps together. I was missing like one, and all the weird dark sun mirror world things. I don't even know how to describe them. I never finished all the post-game like I did in the first one. And then I've not played 3, 4, 5... There's a D2. They made a sequel to Disgaea 1. And I haven't played it. The problem is, a Disgaea game, you're committing to about 100,000 million hours of gameplay. Oh yeah, sure, you could just play the story and stop. But I can't. Here's the tale of Foonbit the Diggeryboo. Are you from Dungeons of Dreadmore? Are you a Diggle? Are you one of the Diggles that I stepped on? It might be. It might be one of them. And the stove he turned on to make Findleborn stew. Now that the gas was turned on, but the stove wasn't lit. I know where this story's going. And that wasn't good. No, not one bit. For the Foonbit had pulled out a match and he struck it. His mortal remains could have fit in a bucket. I once worked with a lady, and then read in the newspaper about something kind of like this. She survived, but the propane tank had exploded somehow. We're talking about a propane tank for a house, the kind that you don't fill, every week. We're talking the big kind. I guess it's good she survived, otherwise she'd be a tree now. Apparently. Anyway. Sometimes a joke reminds you of something that wasn't particularly funny. I've played the SNES Tales of Fantasia all the way through. What happened? That was weird. Lag, I guess. Oh, what's this? Magnolia Blossom. In the deep south of Hades, where flames flare and scorch, you sip a mint julep right on your front porch, and you'll smell a magnolia wafted through the air from the trees that are the souls damned to endless despair. It restores HP and MP. But not much. Not much of either. Yeah, so Tales of series. I'm aware that they've made a ton of them. I've heard really good things about some of them, particularly Tales of Arcadia? I don't know, the GameCube one. The GameCube one in particular, I'm told, is good. I also hear a lot about the what's it called? Rune factories. I constantly hear about how great rune factories are. If you have like 100 million billion hours to play them, and they seem to come out every single year, or more often. I'm not sure. There seems to be a lot of them going around. As you trudge through the grove, you feel the earth quake, and a shake in the grove starts to and a tree in the grove starts to shiver and shake. It's them and they're coming. Oh, hide me, he wails. And he tries not to look too afraid, but he fails. What is it? Who's coming? Buck up, won't you, guy? But the tree wrings its branches and then starts to cry. There are demons around that are worse than we trees. They're ancient, they're nothing, at which you should sneeze. You must be prepared to jump into the fray. If not, you should probably just run away. Your nerves, like your buns, are all made of steel, so you head towards the demon with a mind full of zeal. You'd think that demons that live in the clumsiness grove would be immune to clumsiness, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to use clumsiness bark and they're going to die. As you tromp through the grove, you hear two different things. There's the pounding of fist and the flapping of wings. Now the fist pounder sound makes your heart pitter-pat, and the wing flapping sounds almost worse still than that. But it's your choice, so you choose the way you might die, from a thing that can punch or a thing that can fly. Well, the harpies are supposed to be the nasty, terrible thing for the forests. So, screw those fists that are pounding. I've fists of my own. You head for the sound of the wings, all alone. Oh, really? Ha! That sounds like the kind of typical screw-up that YouTube would make. Google just cannot keep shit straight on their platform. Ah. Wait, and text? Oh, come on now. Japanese voice acting? Sure, there's some games that I insist on that myself. But the text? Come on now. Don't put the text in a language you can't read. It's a cat in a hat. No, it's a bat in a hat. The bat in the spats. Look at how gorgeous I am, says the bat. I'm so proud of myself, says the bat in the spats. And it's true that his clothes the finest in Hades. He's the envy of gentlemen, scourge of the ladies. So please be aware, and I beg you take note. If you mock his ensemble, he'll rip out your throat. Well, clumsiness bark. In the bat goes the bark, and because of this crammage, he trips on his spats and takes 1,000 damage. You've lost 17 points of health. I hope you've been saving, so you'll still have your wealth. Good point. Inevitably, your health will fail you. Money would be a good thing to fall back on at that point. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, catch you later. Really? They were able to read Japanese? I mean, I can read kana, but what about all the kanji? Not to mention the fact that you have to know the spoken language as well as the written. Bat swings a wing, but it can't hit a thing. You dance a quick fling, and you mockingly sing. Why? Why mockingly sing? Why not just shove more bark in his face? Seems to be working. Why won't he die? Tries to bite you, the villainous vermin. He keeps taking thousands of damage. These things have more hit points than any place else in the game. He won't die. I've dealt like 10,000 damage to him. I'm gonna run out of clumsiness bark. Oh, he went down. Oh. The vanity stone. You can tell by the way it's nailed to the floor. The stone drips with vanity, snootiness, and pride. It's self-adoration, wrapped up and freeze-dried. Wait a minute, why are there only 6 stones? There should be 7 deadly sins, right? Pretty sure 7 sins and 7 virtues is how the Catholics decided to divide their stuff up, right? Pretty sure that's how it's supposed to go. I should fire off some wry smiles again. Bye, Rupo. It's amazing how much MP it costs to smile. Takes a lot of energy to keep a smile going, doesn't it? 2 clumsiness bark from 1 tree. Good! I don't know how many I'm going to need. What's this? Berries of suffering. These berries come straight from the suburbs of Dis, from the clumsiness grove, far from ideals of bliss. If you're tempted to snack on them, buddy, be wary. There's agony stuffed into each little berry. It's not from damnation, and not from the sin. They're juniper berries. Yuck! They taste like gin. Napalm through a fire hose. Particularly if you're targeting giant blood mosquito nests. God, that area in the darkest dungeon. Stupid courtyard. As you look through the trees for some monsters you've missed, a blavinous kloop gently tugs at your wrist. Beg your pardon, he says. I don't mean to intrude, but I notice you're strong, and you're valiant and shrewd. I don't trust no face here. You're probably the lead villain, aren't you? You and your black gumdrop body, and a couple of cow legs stuffed on your butt. And you look down that demon with bruises galore. But surely you know that there's one demon more. Should we go fight it? Should we take out that freak? Sure, let's kick its ass into next week. We'll have to see. I'm expecting them to make a whole new area. It looked like it might be Arctic, so they might be going for, what was it called? You know, the one, Mountains of Madness. I mean, we already had one creature from At the Mountains of Madness as a mini boss. Slowly restoring my MP. Oh! If it isn't the Lorax! More Dr. Seuss. In the clumsiness grove lives a creature of dread, just a chest and some arms, not a leg, not a head, not a neck, not a knee, only half of a spine, so he thumps around punching things, wrathful and blind. I will tell you his name, now attend if you please. He is the Thorax, he torments the trees. Sounds about right. Well, guess what? I have reloaded my clumsiness bark. You slip him the bark. I'm not sure what you're proving. It's hard to be clumsy when one isn't moving. Thorax draws back his big fist for a punch. Best get out of the way or you'll end up as lunch. Well, move. You slip him the bark, just as spry as an elf, and the Thorax hauls off and punches himself. Did that do some damage? Well, did it, you ask? It did a whole 1,000, enough for the task. I was wondering if he was going to have some interesting new mechanic like that one fight where it kept getting exponentially more money. But no, it's just 1,000 damage a shot. I'd put it on this chart, but then I'd have to take it off and, you know. Actually, I think I will anyway. I'm just going to plop it here. I never use this anyway. Bonk, 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 bonk. The Furious Stone. Ah, this is a stone that's pulsing with wrath. It's flirty and squinty and harder than math. Math isn't hard. Really, it's quite easy. What? Why is it not responding again? Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you? Wait, are you Guru Larry? Nah, math is easy. All you gotta do is round the hypotenuse by the leagues of farsoons for every blue triumvirate. See? Easy stuff. I mean, there's nothing hard about math. Come on now. I'm going to drink me milk. Blurp. And then I'm going to go over here to my consumables. I really need Ode to Booze again. That was good stuff. Let's see. Food drop. What's that? I don't think I really need to use any special buffs. Black Forest Cake is kind of nice. Let's just go with this stuff. This stuff's pretty good. I wish I could find something that would let me eat more. Like that thing that let me drink more. Can I eat anything else? Okay, no, we're done. Huh. I don't think I ever hated Dawn of the Dragons, but it got repetitive and eventually kind of lost me over time, sadly. Whimpering Willow Bark. Restores 25% of your maximum HP. Here's some bark from Whimpering Willow. Use it before your head lands on your pillow. And pains that you have will be gone overnight. I'd say that this bark's far more nice than a bite. Whatever you say, game. Anyway, I've got 121 adventures here. Let's do the Maelstrom of Lovers now. I wonder what we're gathering all of these for. You're fighting wonderful Winifred Wongle. A moment of silence for wonderful Winnie, whose shirts were all micro and skirts were all mini, who never would pass up a spongler or bongle. So cheerful and friendly was Winifred Wongle. Oh, the tricks she could do with a shivering floop. With a boop and a hoop, she could scroop a floop troop. So she thinks with warm fondness on those she made grin, as she floats and she flaps, and she flies in the wind. Why is she being punished with an eternity of suffering? And what kind of suffering is this? I don't know, man. This place is weird. You found a jar full of wind. weakens enemies somewhat and briefly stuns them. Some say that love's just a bunch of hot air. A description, in this case, entirely fair, for this is the sigh of a lover who sinned. It tore loose from the chest and came floating downwind. Is it vanity and lust, perhaps, that this area is supposed to be? Maybe? The history herewith of Mortimer Strauss, who never could wait till his wife left the house, for he'd call up his mistress, 27. The fun they had sorted, the acts they did plenty. They frabbled their snoobles, and pandled their banglers. Ooh, can I really read this? I don't know, man. This is getting pretty explicit. He'd grindy her vormans, she'd smooby his danglers. When Mortimer died, with a smile on his face, he awoke as a wind-beset wraith in this place. You can always ask a question. Doesn't mean I'm obligated to answer it, but you can ask. He asks you for your astrological sign. You say it's stop, and then he starts to whine. Mortimer tries to slap your behind, but he's floating so fast that he has to slap blind. So they'd be doing sleaze damage, I guess. He does his most damnedest to bangle your frangle, but try as he might, you're quite unfrangle-bangled. Corn? The answer is definitely not. Nope. Definitely not. Marcus McCurgan, all swallow and paunchy, wrote volumes of poetry, terrible and terribly raunchy. He wrote with no shortage of details explicit, to tell of encounters bizarre and illicit, of creams and of oils and of thready exertion. He catalogued every unseemly perversion. So all were surprised to hear Marcus McCurgan lived all alone, and he died still a virgin. The romance novelist. You know, it's funny. Most romance novels have female names printed as the author, but those are actually pen names, as most of them are actually written by men. And it's also, I believe, by volume, the most high-selling genre of literature. Using the word literature very loosely, that is. He asks you if you'd like a quick roll in the hay. You decline, to which he responds, "Oh, okay." He reads you a poem, but you block both your ears so you don't hear about all those boobies and rears. You turn a deaf ear to the poems he's reading, and thus you are spared from a bout of ear bleeding. He was a poet. He wrote romance poetry. A pen is for writing, both good and quite horrid, and this one is best at prose turgid and torrid. The things that you write that have been lacking in color, this pen will ensure they don't get any duller. The purple prose pen is usable, but it doesn't say what it does. Betty Barulio, for all her sins, is blown about here as a wraith on the winds. In the maelstrom of lovers, there's few as pathetic as Betty, who once was so lithe and athletic. Her gentlemen callers, each Tom, Dick, and Michael, were used to use up and throw out or recycled. No epithets cruel or unpleasantly snide. Her love was not deep, but impressively wide. It's supposed to be Tom, Dick, and Harry. She whispered sweet nothings right into your ear. It's not all that pleasant, but nothing to fear. She gives you a look that says, "Won't you come hither?" But you decide you're better off staying thither. She tips you a wink, but you don't tip her back. How good could a wraith really be in the sack? The monster explodes in a shower of gore. They're on Steam? Oh. What do you want me to say? They're games. If they're on Steam, okay, people can play them on Steam. I don't know. I have no particular opinion. I guess that Microsoft doesn't have quite so tight reins to keep their flagship title on their console. Oh. I'm told that aiming with the mouse is pathetically easy, so that would make multiplayer way easier than trying to play with a console. I think the one rule for porting games that have competitive players is keep the players separate. So PC players play against other PC players. And console players play against other console players. I think that's supposed to be the rule for them. But it's not really my area of expertise. First-person shooters, I played through a couple of the Halos because friends insisted. They were okay. I mean, you know. Anyway, here's an epitaph tawdry for Marvin J. Sonny, who late in his life had big vats full of money. With money came love from a pretty young tart. With love came exertions too strong for his heart. So one sunny day, Marvin's Sonny was spent. And for the last time Marvin came, and he went. So why'd he end up in hell? What? He worked. He had tons of money. So a gold digger came to him and killed him. We assume accidentally. Although, you know, if she was able to get at his money. Anyway, we assume accidentally, and now he's in hell? For what? What did he do wrong? You didn't describe him as a Scrooge. You didn't talk about all the orphans that he beat up and stole their cash from. It's just like, he had money. Okay. Why is he here? Half the people in this place seem like they've been misfiled in their afterlife. Seems to me like somebody should double-check the paperwork on all of this. Okay, this sentence is kind of poetic. He brings down his walking stick right near your feet, but your feet are too fleet, and his miss is complete. Yeah. Somebody in Discord just posted that. I saw that. They're charging money for it too, which is a surprise because it's always been donationware. Maybe the authors decided that they needed some real money to finally finish the game. There is no finish to Dwarf Fortress. It will be in development for 1,000 years. Anyway, we've seen tips a wink from somebody else. You're repeating yourself, game. Alright, give me the bosses. Give me the demons. Give me the Seuss demons. Oh, what is this? Various weird bric-a-brac. Plus 20% to all Moxie games. Huh. But I understand that there's going to be no difference between the two. On the brink of the maelstrom, you're catching your breath when a lover blows by and scares you half to death. Here there be demons, he shouts, freaking out. It's Hades, of course there are. Why do you shout? These demons are bad, they're far worse than you've seen. There's a perverted thing and two twins who are mean. You should not be here. You should really beat feet. If these demons find you, you're as dead meat. So the spirits are telling me to run away. They're not begging for help. They've accepted that they're just going to suffer horribly. Why are they here? Do you think you're prepared for these monsters nearby? Do you think you're prepared to see how you might die? Meanwhile, I'll go back to beating them up, just because I'm not very nice. Through the sighs in the wind, every flutter and gust, you hear a deep guttural voice full of lust. Then you hear through your ear that's not full of gut lusting. Two demons are fighting, and they're full-on butt busting. Your choice is to head towards some lecherous prattle, or pitch yourself straight into hot demon battle. Which do you choose? Don't ask me, I can't say. 'Twas you who decided not to run away. I mean, if they're already fighting each other, then, you know, they're already probably half beaten already. Oh, another Cat in the Hat reference, is it? Now it's time you meet those two thugs that we've got. I predict you won't like them. You'll hate them a lot. They're brutish and nasty. They're bullies. They're mean. They're ugly and evil, diseased and unclean. They fight one another from envy and spite. They will fight all day long and late into the night. I suggest you not step to Thug 1 and Thug 2. You will not enjoy what happens next if you do. You weren't quick enough. Your foe gets the jump and prepares to convert you to jelly and lumps. You know, something funny. I don't think that the person who made this knows as much about Dr. Seuss as I do, apparently, which is weird to say, considering I've never made a Dr. Seuss themed area or written tons and tons of Seussian poetry. But there are things you could have included about Seuss's life's work that would have been really interesting. You know that he made political cartoons? Lots and lots of political cartoons urging for war. No, really, look it up. He made tons of political cartoons urging that America would go to war with Adolf Hitler. Because, yes, World War II. No, he was pushing, like for years America stayed out of it, and Seuss was continuously pushing, no, we have to go fight the Nazis. And tons of he made just tons of political cartoons. Not all of which would be what we'd call politically correct these days, but you know, he was trying to do good, and mostly was, I think. Where is it? The jar full of wind. But no, that could have made for some very interesting encounters in here. No, World War II was already happening. He just wanted America in it. With a deafening whoosh, your mind breaks from the jar. And what happens next is both great and bizarre. For the wind whirls around you, grabs Thug 1 and Thug 2, and they get smashed together till they cry boo-hoo. Well, how much damage did it do? I think that politically correct came out of the Soviet Union, I think, because if you weren't politically correct, you would disappear. Because, you know, it was the Soviet Union. That's what they did to people who didn't have the correct politics. They just kind of went, and that person isn't around anymore. Nothing beats the photographs of literally editing people out of the photograph one by one until Stalin was all alone. As they were one by one removed. Oh, man. Yeah, so, yeah, well, Switzerland Switzerland was all mountains, more or less, so it wasn't land that people were exactly dying to have, and every man is a member of the Swiss army. I don't know that their military force would be all that spectacular. Standing militaries are generally far stronger than conscripted ones, but it doesn't matter. Because you're attacking up mountains, tanks aren't exactly known for their mountaineering abilities, and everyone, every single man, is a member of the Swiss army. You would have to kill all of them. And then what did you get? Everyone's dead, and it's a bunch of mountains. Yeah, that's why. That's why nobody invades Switzerland. There's nothing to gain, or not enough to gain to warrant the trouble. It very much would be a losing plan for anyone to invade Switzerland, so nobody ever does, which is pretty awesome. Go Switzerland. Yeah, World War II, its origins are quite simple. Actually, quite deep. But weird and not quite what people think they are. Germany, as I understand it, England, France, and Russia had all agreed not to let Germany be a country, basically. They fought proxy wars and other nasty stuff on it, and generally just politically just were not nice to the people living in that zone of Europe. Because they were all afraid of what would happen if that group united as a country for some reason. I don't know exactly why. And then along came Otto von Bismarck, and he was a genius. And he united Germany under Prussia. 3 different kings over him that I can't quite say he puppeted them, but he was a genius. And then Germany was a country. And France and Russia and England did not want Germany to be a country. It did not want this to exist. And alliances and secret alliances and World War I, which really didn't even have anything to do with the assassination of Ferdinand. Honestly, he was just the catalyst for what had already been set up, and just a gigantic mess. Like, play a civilization game, like Civ 4 is the one I always go to, and start playing with defensive pacts. Every single time it will result in a world war. I'm serious. You make a defensive pact with so-and-so, they make a defensive pact with so-and-so. Next thing you know, somebody attacks somebody, and the entire world is at war. That's just what happens. It's like, holy shit, every time. So, World War I happened. Germany was winning. That side was actually winning. And then the sinking of Lusitania, America comes in. Oh shit, a gigantic fresh army out of nowhere when everyone's already had the crap knocked out of them. And Germany loses. And then all the European countries, France, Russia, England, all of them, all blame Germany for the war, and the Treaty of Versailles was actually really terrible, like just seriously punished, because they did not want Germany to be a country, so they wanted to crush it. The U.S. did not agree to that treaty. The U.S. signed its own treaty and didn't want any money or anything. They just said, oh, no, we're just going back. And the U.S. people actually felt like they'd been tricked into this war in Europe, because at the time, the people of the U.S. viewed Europeans as being warmongering psychopaths that are always killing each other. And actually, World War I really changed European perceptions of war. The Europeans, after that, the next generation, did not want war. And now you see all the cards that led to World War II. Well, most of the cards that led to World War II. Germany is being crushed under the heel of this horrible, unfair treaty. The like, you just all the pieces are basically there. Europe did not want a war. Nobody in France, nobody wanted a war. So when Hitler broke all the rules of the treaty and started conquering other countries, everyone was like, no, we don't want war. We won't have a war. We'll just let him do what he wants. He'll be satisfied. Oh, he's attacking another thing like he wrote about in his book. No, he'll be satisfied with that. And there's some philosophy that I could get into with various German philosophers, and it comes actually back to Rousseau in France, Kant, Hegel, and other things. Socialism was a big part to the rise because, they didn't just elect they didn't just elect the Nazis because they wanted everyone to be conquered and beaten up and killed. They elected them for a host of reasons, and one of them was that they were very socialist. But that's going down a whole different philosophical bunny hole for, whole different rabbit hole on that. But World War II, there were a host of reasons for why that happened. Dr. Seuss was not one of them. Yeah. Yes. Don't get in a land war with Russia. It never works. It never works. Anyway. Back to thing 1 and thing 2. Bonk, 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 bonk. It's amazing. The first area I was in, the frozen one, the demons were beating the crap out of me. Here, they can't even hit me. Jealousy. A jealousy stone is obviously yours. You can tell by the way it's not nailed to the floor. I want this stone. No, I want this stone. It's the golden apple, isn't it? Okay. Sure. Why not? Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I'm sorry, this is what happens when you read too much old crap. When you're fascinated by books written, stuff written way back when, and just, why is it again? It's not responding again. Yeah, and if I wanted to really get into it, I could go into a lot more detail, but you know what? We're here to play a stupid-ass game. I shouldn't have gone down that to begin with. I really shouldn't have. In high school, did they give you at your freshman year, did they give you the test where you go to the computer and you answer a whole bunch of questions and it spits out this thing telling you what kind of job you should have? They did that to my class. And you know what profession the computer scientifically predicted that I should have when I grow up? It listed every kind of teacher, including a perfect score on one of them. Just teacher. I at the time, I'm like, no, I want to be a computer programmer. I want to be a game designer. Why aren't those listed? I'm going to study computer programming anyway. Screw you, piece of paper. You can't tell me what I should do. I should do some more rice smiling. We should be coming up to the final demon and the end of this area any time now. Yes, but if one of those 5 people is 100 years old or more, they might be terribly offended with my recounting. Somehow. Business Academy. I actually thought seriously about going for a business degree at one point in time. Back when I thought I was going to get college in my life. Ha ha ha. Ah, well. You pause for a bit amidst the hurricane winds. I was also thinking about electrical engineer. But what I really would love, if I could do anything, I would go to Brigham Young University and study writing under Brandon Sanderson. He's my favorite author, and he's a teacher. It's amazing. An actual fantasy author who is best-selling successful who would teach you, rather than an English professor who's never written a book in their life, like most places. But then there's also film school. Yeah, that would be awesome too. But they're impractical degrees. But that's what I'd want to do. Huh. Mr. Walpole? Oh, are we talking about the South China Bubble? Not South China, South Sea Bubble. The South Sea Bubble. Man, Walpole was amazing. If you're completely unethical, it's amazing the things you can get away with. All right, let me see. You see your nearby Kloop, who's on needles and pins. What is it, my friend? You ask him, smiling kindly. Well, master, he says, you've been flailing about blindly. There's one more big demon around and he's scary. So you should go fight him, or you should be wary. Of course, it's your choice, so please, what do you say? I say that you're probably not my friend. Mr. Kloop, you're probably the 7th deadly sin. Of course, little guy, let's leap into the fray. Yes, time travel, of course. It explains so much. No normal, chronologically bound person could have done all the things that Walpole did. Oh my gosh, it's the Grinch. Possibly Dr. Seuss's greatest achievement. Seriously, the cartoon special that they play around Christmas, okay, I assume they still play it. I haven't had a television in 15 to 20 years, but I assume it must still run every year. Anyway, that is a masterpiece. What are you doing in the maelstrom of lovers? It's not the right place for you. In the maelstrom of lovers, all lovers' wraiths flinch when they're blown past this demon, the terrible Pinch. For the Pinch is tormented by lust that's gone sour. He's loveless and cranky and nasty and dour. So he shakes his Pinch fist and he stomps and he shouts, they're in the wind tunnel, but still their love sprouts. Their love with bodies, their love without bodies. They love without danglers. They love without snoobles, vimvarmies, and banglers. He snorts and he shakes with contempt for them all. Perhaps something of his is 2 sizes too small. Uh-huh. I'm not going to teach you a lesson about love. No, not doing it. Break up the jar and the whirlwind breaks loose. The Pinch sways and staggers and shouts, what the deuce? You impotent fool, you scared off my imps. I'm no longer impervious. Come back, you simps. You took 18 damage, not just to your pride, but also to what keeps your insides inside. So one of him swarts you and bites all your parts. They bite your legs, arms, neck, and knees. It really smarts. The Pinch wants to pinch you and make you start screaming, but you insist that you're sure you're not dreaming. Oh, hey, full damage. Pit adds more imps to the swarm he commands. Okay. The way that you're laking out various juices, I'd say a few things are as cooked as your gooses. The imps fly back to the Pinch with your blood, which they pour out on top of him like a red flood. Huzzah, says the Pinch. Thanks to the red shower. I'm feeling quite great, and I'm growing in power. I'll do this. And then I'll just do this. Tiny swarm clouds the air by the pinch. And he grabs an imp that's about the size of a finch. Imp, now protect me. Attack most imperiously. When you're done, heal me. Go do it now, seriously. Alright, let's blast him. Raising your hands, you call not meteor showers, but equally damaging, if much weirder powers. How much damage did he take? Doesn't say. It's not telling me what kind of damage I'm doing. This one tells me the damage it deals. Oh, shit. I'm taking too much damage. Alright, let me see. G. Gauze. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do there. I'm not entirely sure how that's supposed to go. I need something more durable. What? Get out of here. Oh, all right, let's go someplace where I get actual encounters. Here you go. Okay, there you go. Now I can just sit here and heal. I'm going to buff myself and go back to that pinch. It's 3.14 day today? Well, that's interesting. How did that happen? Okay, let's see. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go into my miscellaneous. And I'm going to use... oh, excuse me. A red slime for more hit points. A yellow slime for dodgier. A blue slime for hitting harder. And I can't eat anymore, so I can't use the one things, but I can probably use... I don't like these things. I'm going to get rid of them. I want to present more gear drop from monsters. Huh. Interesting. Definitely don't want to use that. That would be bad. Where are those red blood cells? I know they're sitting around here somewhere. Oh, well, whatever. We got this. Ah, it's frozen again. Oh! March 14th. Oh, I see. Cool. Oh, crap, I forgot to do something. Hold on. Go to Idling the Rule of Gods. Let me see. I'll set you to that. Of course. Steel paw. Alright, anyway, there we go. That'll probably be okay. I'm afraid today has run a little bit longer than I expected. Stupid Grinch, I'm going to get you this time. Well, I could always go and buy a pie from the store. You get yourself a nice coconut cream pie or banana cream pie. Oh, wait, no, don't buy those. They might get... The existence of such a pie might summon a clown. You can never trust clowns. Freaking evil clowns always sneaking up on you. Come on, give it to me before my stuff runs out. We've only got 9 more shots here. Don't make me use more buffing items. Ah, there we go. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Alright, so he's not invulnerable, but these things tend to have thousands of life. Do I just pour out a ton of jars of wind on him? Or do I alternate? See, it doesn't say what damage this did, and it really bothers me. It's kicking my ass again. Even when I'm using these, it's cutting into me. Okay, look, I've done a crap ton of damage, or done a crap ton of these to you, like a dozen. I don't know. Blueberries can be sour, but they can also be really sweet if they're, you know, correct. Ripe. Where's G. I still lost more hit points. He does more damage than the garter can heal. What do I do? No, seriously, what the hell do I do to you? I don't know how to fight you. I dumped like 13 jars of wind on you. I had buffs. I don't know how to deal damage to you. Maybe I need to use a different item. I have to use a different item, don't I? That's the only thing that makes sense. It must be that I need a different item. Well, they've dropped other things off on me. Aside from the jarfuls of wind. And once again, it's lagging. Why is it lagging? Oh, never mind. It wasn't that time. Alright, we're gonna have to use some more slimes. I could combo slimes to make myself more awesome. Alright, let's do that. Cooking time. I'm gonna take a red slime. I'm gonna take a yellow slime. Yeah, it's driving me crazy because I can't tell if I'm doing good or not. And it's... now we're lagging again. Come on! Come on, game. There we go. Alright, I don't want to use too much of my slime because I think I'm going to need it later on. But, blue. Green. Kanji. I can't help but wonder if I'm missing some critical detail. It's bugging me. Violet. 778 hit points and a little bit more of that. Alright, we are massively buffed. Oh look, 666 muscle. I should be perfect for this area now, yes? Alright. You know what I'm going to do? Let's not mess around. I've got more than 1,000 MP. I've got absurd amounts of hit points. Let's just use a scroll of drastic healing. It's a good thing I did too. Okay. I feel like I'm missing some obvious detail. Give me a second to scroll through these and think about them. If I beat this guy, I can go to that altar. Okay, no, that was from the previous area there. That's from the frost area. Goggles. Arm. Alright. I failed this twice. I'm gonna ask Google. KOL. Terrible pinch, and we're gonna learn if I'm doing something terribly wrong before I waste. That was a lot of slime I spent on this, so I don't want to screw this up a third time. On his first attack, the pinch will summon imps. Imps swim clouds in the air. Yes, yes, yes. What summoned imps may attack? In subsequent rounds, the pinch may summon more imps. Imps initially cause 5% of your maximum HP and damage, but this scales with the size of the imp swarm, and they can heal it. Okay, using the jar will remove his imps. Okay. So, yeah, there's nothing else to this fight. I'm just supposed to alternate between using the Jar of Winds and blasting him. I guess he doesn't have 100,000 million billion hit points like the others did, huh? Alright, fine. And I just have to deal with the fact that it won't tell me what I did. It's percentage-based damage, though, so having more hit points doesn't help. Actually, having more hit points makes it worse because my healing becomes less effective. Alright. Fork. Give me a second. I'm thinking. There's a few tricks I can do that seem very backwards, but might actually make this fight super easy. Now that I know there's percentage-based damage, actually there's a whole bunch of different plans I could execute against him. For the moment, though, I'm going to drink some fish wine. I'm going to slip on some scuba gear and make use of this awesome slime power, because I'm not gonna waste these 12 rounds. Oh, right. Sebastian. Here you go. The itty bitty bathysphere. Okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, game. It is super laggy tonight. I have never seen it like this before. It's not my internet. My internet's perfect. That means it's their server, I think. Game? Always starts playing that Bedknobs and Broomsticks song in my head about the beautiful briny sea. Okay. And believe it or not, I have also read the Communist Manifesto. I've read all the old things. Okay, that's not true. There's a lot of old things I haven't read yet. Because there's a lot of old things. But, yeah, no. Yeah. It's a bit of an eye-opener, actually. It's surprising, the things he wrote. Or I guess I should say, it's absolutely exactly what you think it is. Shockingly direct and exactly what you think it is. Yeah, I've still got a list of old things I need to read. Quite long. By the way, LibriVox. If you ever want to just have audiobooks you can listen to, everything that's in the public domain is on LibriVox. With a few exceptions. Once in a while I'll run into something they don't have, but, you know, they got most everything at this point, just read by random people. You can have all of the Sherlock Holmes stories Doyle ever wrote read to you. You can just drop them on your iPod or your phone or whatever. In the interior corridor of the wreck, you hear a bunch of muffled rattling and clanging. As distinct from the other ambient bumbling and occasionally sonar pings. You trace the sound to a closed bulkhead. Sounds like there's something in there that really wants out. Have we finally rescued the guy? You open the bulkhead to find others weird pink-headed guys. Hey, thanks for getting me out of there. I went in there looking for stuff, and when I tried to come out, somebody closed that rotten door on me. If it had been a rotten door, you'd have been able to get out through it. But it was a solid, healthy door, unfortunately. Better head home or Mom and Dad'll holler at me. I'm not going to start any new quest lines. I'm going to go play around the octopus's gardens for 4 adventures. In the bottom of the beautiful briny sea, what a chance to get a better peek at the plants and creatures of the deep. It's grand. Okay, we're done here. We are done here. Why are you a 1 pound little barrel mimic? Excuse me. There you go, 20 pound. That sounds more correct. Surely the bathysphere wasn't that bad, was it? Alright. Oh, right. Of course. Put the tiny bowler back on, then. And so, before I return to Dis, what is my plan? Can you guess? Can you guess how I'm going to beat this thing? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on something stupid. Okay, that describes every single thing in my inventory, but something extra stupid. Oh, it's an accessory, that's why. Hold on. I'm going to take off this, I'm going to take off this energy drink with much regret. And I'm gonna put on my breathing apparatus. It's here somewhere. I know it is. Come on. Ah! Lag! Curse you, lag! This is not the kind of game that should be experiencing lag. Okay. And you know what this is gonna do? Look at that. My stats have been dramatically reduced. That's important because it's dealing percentage-based damage. Now, unfortunately, that's going to reduce my mysticality and my damage capacity. I only want my muscles to be reduced without it impacting my mystic or my moxie. So this isn't quite going to work for me, nor would poisoning myself with brown slime. But I would be able to keep myself healed. If only I had something that could reduce my hit points, specifically my maximum hit points, without impacting my other stats. I don't think there is. Moxie's 10%, not bad, not bad. Extreme mittens. Let's see. Oh, right, there's that new hairpin of mine, which is pretty awesome. I could always do that. I mean, it's pretty good if I can't find anything else. Head mirror. Jangly bracelet. Still should figure out what to do with a few of these quest item equipments that are still kicking around. Alright, I guess I'm going to go with the hairpin. Let's see. That's per adventure, not very... Oh, this one! I never turned this on, but this is its moment. Minus 30% hit points. There we go. Okay. So resistance, not going to help much. Icy glare. Actually, that doesn't help me at all. The sauce monocle might. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There it goes. Okay, 60, that's enough of that. Okay, now. Consumables. Let's go ahead and use a scroll of drastic healing and I don't know. 12 of these. I wish I had a scroll of drastic mana recovery. Not what I'm looking for. Right, that's why. Okay, I remember now. All right. What about... Come on, game. It is really lagging hard now. Oh my gosh. Am I going to be able to finish this today, or should I come back tomorrow? I have to finish this. No, that would be bad. That'd be exactly the opposite of what I want. All right, to the miscellaneous. Now. Oh, I could use the power of an experimental butt. Well, of course we'll use Schrodinger's butt on it. Sure, why not? It's gross, but, you know, I'll do anything right now. We have to just win. Alright. Weapon damage plus 10. No, if only I had something that would suck my muscles away. Please, just take my muscles. Just take them temporarily from me. And replace them with anything else. Fine, I'm going to use 4 of these. I could name a few games that are like that. Although, in most cases, the original game was pretty good too. But mods, you guys know, me and my mods, I love them. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Minus 5 muscle, minus 20 mysticality, plus 14 moxie. Not particularly good. Portable wall, damage absorption, plus 100. Let's use that. That won't work on the imps, will it? Probably not. Probably just wasted it. Oh well, whatever. Let's just keep going. Okay. No, I think we're done here. I think that's it. I don't have any other tricks. Wait a minute. One of these chewing gums. Yeah, this one's got minus 5 muscle. 5 rounds. Spicy lameness. Where's the other chewing gums? Yes, I'm so hard up. I'm considering these. Pickle flavored. Minus 5 muscle. Alright, fine. We'll just chew a bunch of gum. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, game. Come on, game. You just have to respond a little bit longer and we'll be done. Come on. Alright, back to this. Once it loads the results. Okay, here we go. Wait a sec. One last thing. I'm looking for big heals. Plaid bandage. I think these were really good. And expensive. $100 to $120. This was $120 to $150. Yeah, that was expensive, but instead of adhesive, this bandage just has a needle and thread which you sew directly on your skin. At least it'll stay on. Usable in combat. Restores up to 300, so it's random. Right. Here we go. Again. Come on. Come on, game. You just gotta hold out a little more. We're gonna finish this. Whether I win or lose, this is it. One last shot at the Grinch, okay? Can you do that for me, game? Okay. We'll have tons of jars of wind. Very good. Throw it at me. The boss. The boss. There goes my one buff. Here he is. Okay, here we go. Damage, damage, damage. I take 14. Damage, 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 damage. He deals more to me. He tries to kick you in your junk, but fails, so your junk stays unkicked while that evil pinch wails. Okay. And again. This percentage-based damage is too much. Alright, P for plaid. JKL, oh, crap. It keeps freezing. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I'm looking better. Alright, this is working. This is totally working. Lowering my hit points, getting a higher class healing item. We got him. We got him. Oh my gosh. You pain in the butt. Oh, he's done! He's done! Oh man, you are a pain in the ass. The stone is quite warm and unpleasantly moist. It whispers perversions that shouldn't be voiced. We've done it. That was the hardest demon. By far. Though the Sneech was kind of tough at first, because that's just because I didn't know the rules yet. You place the 6 stones in their holes on the altar. The ground starts to shake. Your resolve starts to falter. The brimstone in front of you opens up wide, and you see a repulsive thing rise from inside. It nods at you lazily, eyes full of scorn. Let's make this thing wish it had never been born. Can I, cancel this? Oh well, here we go. You're fighting the thing with no name. I won't eat your green eggs and ham. Not with a fox, not in a box, not on a train, or any of the other things. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, okay? The thing with no name sits quite still. He just sits. Yeah, you did have no name. I'm surprised that I didn't see a noose brush on my toothbrush or a walk-it in my pocket. Before he begins to do something, he quits. He's only determined by the things he won't do, the eggs he won't eat, the ham he won't chew. He won't move a muscle. He won't even teeter. What's worse is, he won't even follow the meter. I will not eat them in a lake. I will not eat them with a snake. I will not eat them on a bike. I will not eat them with a pike. See his wretched refusal of Rumpty-Tum-Tum. Please do me a favor and roundhouse his bum. I mean, he's usually bent over for us to kick his butt, so he just has a single long toe with a big toenail on each. Well. Oh, yeah. No, he's not Sam. Sam I Am talked to him. He was just the one who wouldn't eat the eggs and ham. And I'm going to blast you with this. He will not kick you in the junk. Wait, he will kick you in the junk. Uh-oh. He will not hit you in the eye, but he will hit you in the thigh. I think I'm okay, actually. He will not kick you in the junk. He will not kick you with a punk. Wow. He takes a beating, doesn't he? Oh, there it goes. The cute little floating mouse skull nibbles on your opponent's arm. Foot is grossed out by the disgusting coating of mayonnaise. Takes 2 damage from intense revulsion. Plus the marinara, plus the ice, plus whatever Sebastian's doing. Oh, a tiny bowling ball. The thing with no name is destroyed. Way to go! But there's something that's happening that you should know. The altar of Dis has emerged where he stood, and it looks like maybe it could do you some good. Now, there's just 2 places for you to put stones. You should find some more stones in suburban zones. What? A green hammock! And the Snitch's Manifesto. I spent 100 soul sauce fighting him and got 7 back. Anyway, the game is not responding well. We'll pick up tomorrow with apparently 2 more stones? How can there be 2 more stones? But at least let me see my green ham. Oh, there we go. Green ham hock. Epic food, size 3. Just the best Anapests, 50 adventures. The description of the buff is da-da-dee, da-da-dee. Alright, and what is his manifesto? When it comes to the treacherous art of rat thinking, the masters are few. And I know what you're thinking. That rotten old snitch is the best at snitching. The besto. I'll read through this tattle, tell all manifesto. Grants the skill tattle. Huh. Alright, well, like I said, we'll continue tomorrow. The game is just not responding well. So, that's fine. Things will look good tomorrow, I'm sure. So until then, I bid you all adieu, and until next time and every time, this is Hadriex signing off. Bye.